What Was I Made For seems a very simple song, very teenage, with not too many metaphors. The structure seems very simple, not too many original lines. That is what we would normally call bad lyrics. But there's more to it than that. We'll start from the tiniest things like phonetics and we'll work our way up to storytelling and overall textual dynamics. But first, phonetics. Rhyming is the very first thing you think when I say phonetics. And by the way, I'm Vadusha and I'm the greatest expert in song lyrics in the entire world and maybe even on YouTube. Jokes aside, I'm Vadusha and this is my channel where I try and make the world better by making it have more songs, preferably mine and yours. So rhyming. The rhyming structure is very simple. Down, now, a deal, real, feel, enjoyment, boyfriend, happy, can be. Very simple, A kind of structure, never AB or AABB or anything. But it's a bit more complicated than that. First of all, there's float and no. There's drive and alive. Forgot, I'm not. That's some internal rhyming, or maybe Billy thought like this. Used to float, used to know. Then same here, we rearranged the lines, and now it seems like it's very short. Every line is like 4 syllables. Very short. Try and write a song with a 4-syllable line. And last one, say, how to be happy, something I can be. Now that we have it arranged the right way, let's analyze it. So there's this rhyming, and there's this. This seems like a tagline that rhymes with nothing. What I was made for, what was I made for? And then it rhymes with this. So there's a continuous rhyme that goes through every tagline that plays around made for, wait for, made for, paid for. So this echoes through the entire song. But there's more to this song's phonetics than that. See here? I used to float. Now I just fall down. It's not I'm drowning. It's not I go down. Though go down would absolutely fit in here. She chooses to alliterate, having the same consonants right here, float and fall down. This looks like a very deliberate device. The sad part is, she abandons it right there. Nowhere else in the song she uses the same device, but that's okay, we'll forgive her. That's pretty much it with the phonetics, and let's increase the level of complexity. Next one up is repeating parallel constructions. The first one that jumps at you is the I used to flow, something, something. I used to something, something, something. That's a call and response structure that's repeated throughout the first verse. Used to, now something. Used to, now something. Another cool repeating structure is this tagline. It repeats every single verse at the end of every verse. And if you watch my videos, you know that ends of verses are very strong positions. It's where the listener's attention is on top. It's where it's at its maximum. It builds up, the tension goes up, and then it releases right here. With the first iteration, it doesn't really release. It just keeps lingering. But when it repeats the second time, there's a pattern that builds. And the listener recognizes the pattern and expects the pattern. And once the pattern's been established, the chorus kicks in, breaking the pattern. That's why the choruses are there, to break patterns and create more excitement. And then the pattern repeats, creating a feeling of security for the listener. It's repetition that makes songs songs. But it's not just repetition. It's tweaking the lines a little bit so that it's not repeated plainly. It's not all that in your face. It's far more subtle than that. So the first one almost repeats, but it doesn't. What I was made for? What was I made for? It changes the order of words, the first one being a statement, the other one being a question. The statement continues the lines there, the question reiterates the whole thing, which is so subtle you may not have noticed it at the first listen. Then it changes completely, just something you paid for, and then repeats the tagline, changing the pattern a little bit because the tagline is just the what was I made for part. But then again, Billy plays with the thing and says that's not what he's made for, changing it ever so slightly. What was I made for? Something you paid for, which breaks the pattern, and then returning to the pattern, not what he's made for. And last one, something I wait for, changing it completely. No more questions, just a statement, something I wait for, something I'm made for. And the meaning changes along the way, and we'll talk about the meaning a little bit later on. In the beginning, I said there's very few metaphors there. I used to float, now I just fall down. To be true, that's a metaphor. Not a strong one, but still. Probably she might be referring to her first ever big hit hit ocean eyes, floating in those ocean eyes, and she used to float, now she just falls down. Probably that, not sure. But even if there's no reference, she used to float, now she's drowning. It's hard to believe she literally used to float. I'm pretty sure that's a figurative use of this. It's not that she's in a pool or in the sea and she's approaching the bottom. Not sure about that. So I used to know, not sure now. Pretty literal there. Taking a drive, I wasn't ideal. It looks like this is not figurative as well. Looked so alive. Turns out I'm not real. This one's kind of metaphorical. It does imply something because she is real, I hope. She's not AI generated, I hope. So it's not that she was alive and now she's not real. She used to feel alive, feel emotions, and now the emotions seem fake. That's the point of it. So that's a metaphor right there. Next one is just something you paid for, which is also a very figurative thing. Objectifying Billie, making her a kind of a commodity, which in a sense she is, because we pay to go to her shows. We pay to buy her music or merch. So yes, in a sense, this image of Billie as an artist is something we all paid for. But there's a double meaning to that, because sometimes in a relationship, money plays a very vicious role. And one of the partners may think if they give money, the other partner owes them something. So this may be a double entendre there. When did it end? All the enjoyment? Probably. This indicates that the depression, not too expressive, but still not too straightforward. Think I forgot how to be happy, something I'm not, something I can be. So she's not happy, but she can be happy. And she's waiting to become happy. Again, kind of philosophical, but not too metaphorical. Very much literal, very straightforward. Not too many metaphors, as I've said, but there's a lot of technical details that make these lyrics deliberate. Let's take a look at the overall structure. She starts with something about herself. So the first block of verses before the first chorus is about herself, focusing on the character. Then the focus switches to her boyfriend. So it goes first person, third person. It goes from I to he. But then it returns back to I in the last verse. There's a little bit of storytelling there, going from the first person to the third person, back to I. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? The chorus. This one's not very technical. If we look at it, not very technical. I, try, might, feel. The rhyming is very weak. The lines are all over the place. The number of syllables is wonky. The syllabic structure is inconsistent. Sort of feels a different person wrote this. This is very poorly written, not too technical, but it's not the chorus that makes sense. Do you remember the chorus at all? I mean, when I opened the lyrics, I couldn't even realize this was a part of the song. Couldn't remember it. And this little what I was made for kind of assumes the role of a chorus in this song. And this piece feels more like a bridge or something, but it repeats twice. I'm not sure if it's a bridge that's repeated or if it's an actual chorus. It does look like it was construed as a chorus. But the thing is, look at these ones. They're very straight. Taking a drive. I was an ideal. Looked so alive. Turns out I'm not real. Syllabically, very consistent. These ones rhyme perfectly. Very complex rhyme there, like not sure now, just fall down. Very well written. This one's not. And it's contrasted to the entire song. Look at these very nice, very pretty lines and these ugly lines all over the place. It's the contrast that matters. And it does look like it's a deliberate thing there as well. It does look like Billie knew what she was doing when she was writing this. So very nice tidy verses and a messy chorus. Again, nice verse and a messy chorus again. Seems like that's a very professional thing to do there. And if we add the development of the tagline there, which goes from first person to third person back to the first person and changing the question to the statement there, leaving some hopes for the character and thus for the listener, is a very professional thing to do. So overall, the lyrics are very, very well written, very professional, very technical, with little tiny things that make them shine. So at the first glance, it looks teenage and very unprofessional, very amateur, with weak expression devices, very few metaphors, but if we dig deeper, it is absolutely a piece of art, with very deliberate tools used to convey the meaning and the intention, very intentional use of syllabic structures and rhyming and rhythms. And if you add to this the song itself, the dynamics of singing and the music, it all comes together in a masterpiece that's like no other. Though personally, I don't really like melancholic, slow, sad songs, but as a songwriter, I really appreciate this one because it's very, very, very well made. Right, thank you all for watching the video till the very end and not skipping any bit of it, because it lets YouTube know the video is worth promoting. And most importantly, it makes me happy. Please like the video if you liked the video. Please subscribe if you have a heart. I hope you found found some of this breakdown useful, and you can use some of these devices Billie Eilish uses in your own lyrics to make your own songwriting even better, because you're awesome. Yes, you are.